Hello. Now that I have my desk cleaned up and my coffee made, I am ready to get to writing 20,000 words over the course of the next few days. You might be wondering, understandably, why someone would choose to do this. Well, really it's that there's only a few more days until July, aka Camp NaNo is over and August begins, which is only really all that important to me because I'm going to be exchanging my story, Project Death, with Jessica, my CP, for a second time on September 1st, which means that I need to dedicate all of August to getting Project Death finished. Now, I set multiple goals for Camp NaNo. One of them was, in fact, inching my way further in the Project Death revision process, but I got a little bit sidetracked by all of them. Most of them. I completed one in full, but I was sidetracked in my quest to complete most of those goals because I had a cozy mystery idea that just would not shut up. In fairness to the idea, it has been in the back of my brain just kind of slowly wiggling its way forward for the past few months, really. But I hadn't quite figured out the whodunit aspect, which, as we all know, is very important to mystery. Or perhaps I should say, why done it? Yes, that was the part I had not figured out. Now, I've written a mystery before, Murder Mystery Tennessee, and in that process really figured out a lot about mystery writing and how me as a discovery writer, as a zero drafter, the method I was using was just not working for mystery. And so I've been patiently waiting, gathering more mystery ideas until I felt like I was up to snuff, up to par, before I felt like I could complete a mystery again and not run into the same problems. Enter this cozy mystery idea. I don't know if it came to me in a dream or what, but I figured it out. I figured out why done it, I figured out who done it, I figured out the 2+ red herrings that I have, and I started frickin' writing. And over the course of 9 days, I got just under 20,000 words. Okay. Then I had some weird days in July, went to Comic-Con, was busy, did not get any work done in any of my projects. And now I am back. My brain is fully working again. Thank you, coffee, for that. And it is time to see if I can't finish this off. Because of course, that's the thing with deadlines on other projects, is that I know I need to dedicate the time for Project Death so I can get it to Jessica in the best form that it can possibly be. We're going on a writer's retreat where the goal is to talk with your CPs and exchange drafts. So we're saying September 1st is the deadline right now, but it might be more like September 10th or so. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but not a lot of bit of wiggle room, you know what I mean? But what I don't want to do is leave my cozy mystery half done, if I can help it. And this is my attempt to help it. So I posed this question to my patrons, asking them of these various 6 methods that I've tried to like a great deal of success at different times in my AuthorTube writing career, which I should try again. And they decided aiming for a 10K in one day, doing the Stair Step writing challenge that I came up with, and retrying Chris Fox's 5K in an hour method were the 3 ways that I would spend the next 3 days. And because today is Friday, which means that over on Twitch it is our D100 day, I decided that I should aim for 10,000 words in one day today. I'm very excited, and while I start writing before the stream, I have about 25 minutes, I'm going to quickly tell you why I think that this plan will actually work, because in comparison with the mystery novels I've written before, like I mentioned, I was discovery writing, I was kind of pantsing it, and you just can't do that with mystery, or I certainly cannot. So I have plotted out the entire story. That is what I spent the first couple of days doing in this project, was plotting. Figuring out the red herrings, figuring out the whodunit, figuring out the clues along the way and the hints so that people can guess it, figuring out the fun little side plots that make a cozy mystery cozy, and I put them all together. And while along the actual drafting process, of course, you will discover new things that sometimes you might not have outlined for, I feel like the outline itself is very solid, and that the story as outlined is complete. Furthermore, cozy mysteries are a little bit shorter than the standard mystery novel, which allows me the flexibility to still be the little bit of underwriter that I cannot help being on first drafts. So my goal for the whole project is 45,000 words, and motivated by coffee, my patrons, this blog, and the sheer desire to finish this before August starts, I think I can do it. Are y'all ready for the thunk? Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh, no! Wow. I'm not saying this is the worst case scenario, but it's pretty close. 89. All right, 2,179 words, and it is just before noon. Excuse me, ma'am? I am very excited about this progress. I do kind of want to run a couple errands real quick though, just to get up and get moving and do my yoga. Just a short one, but enough after streams of trying to get into the habit. So let's go do that, and then I feel like I'm going to be back and ready to write. I'm in the middle of the kind of like investigation scene. She knows she's not supposed to be investigating, but it's like all the people that it could potentially be are here in one room. So she's trying to be slick about it, but also she's an amateur detective. This is her first case. And by amateur detective, I mean like has no idea what she's doing and is not a detective and is basing several of her investigative methods on like SVU and just general assumptions from TV. So anyways, it's very fun to write. She's making some mistakes and that is quite fun too. A book sale is really the last thing I need, but you know, sometimes I think maybe it's the first thing, the only thing I need. Switch to 1 afternoon. Alright, I have managed 460 words so far today, and I'm about to start my Patreon live stream. Now, today is the Stair Step challenge that I'm going to use in order to hit my goal. It's worth noting that yesterday I didn't quite hit 5,000, which leaves me with ultimately the goal to get 10,000 today and 10,000 tomorrow, that which I could not achieve yesterday. So, Theory 1, this is just not possible. Theory 2, it is possible, but to hit the 10K day for me now, I need to have a plan of attack, much like the Stair Step challenge to get me through, or much like the 5K in an hour strategy from Chris Fox to get me through. And then that is how I can hit 10K. I had to do a little bit of work yesterday besides writing, but that doesn't really, not excuse, but like I have the time to hit the 10K. I've done it before, right? And you would think with all of this mostly outlined, I would have been able to do it. Now, there's a myriad of reasons why you might not be able to hit crazy word counts in any given day. I did get, I don't know why I always forget where writing history is, 4,420 yesterday, which is a really freaking great day normally, right? In fact, it's only a bad day in that I didn't hit the 10K I was aiming for. You know what I mean? And actually for me, 4,420 words, just doing that alone all day is incredible. Maybe because this cozy mystery style is a little bit easier. I'm not having to build up the world in the same way that I need to build up fantasy worlds or following those rules. I kind of just follow rules that like living in this world teaches me. So it's easier, aka in this instance, I mean faster to write. But yeah, 4,400 words. If that was all I was doing all day, like that's an incredible day. In fact, if I only managed to write if I managed to write 3,000 words in a day and that's all the work I do all day, great day. Great. That is the adjective I would use to describe that day. Great. 4,400 words and I was doing other work, incredible. Fucking incredible. Anyways, just to put this into perspective, that though it was a fail on the 10K, that's still a great day. That said, we're gonna aim for it again. So a quick reminder of what the stair step challenge is. I came up with this silly idea for writing sprints that you could basically do competing against yourself. The concept is you set a goal for a specific amount of time. Like I want to get 500 words in 20 minutes, and that is your goal for those 20 minutes. Now, if you do not succeed in hitting that goal, then you boost the time up to 25 minutes and you use whatever word count you got during the last 20 minutes, right? And you try and beat that. If you beat that, let's say you got 420, so that's why you bump the time up. If you now get 600 in 25 minutes, you gotta go down to 20 minutes and your new goal is that 600. Does that make sense? So you're kind of going up and down and up. I'm going to ask my patrons what they think we should do, but I do wanna start with a 25-minute sprint, I think, because what I found that I ended up doing was kind of quickly getting into like a weird 15-10-15-10 stair step element. And I think if I start a little bit higher, it'll at least take me a little bit longer in theory to get there. I also think if I somehow beat the 25 minutes, we'd do 25-20-15. Like if that's the process, it's just nicer for other people because really I'm taking them along with the journey with me. What they get is irrelevant. They are at the mercy of my output for how long we sprint for. So I think starting with 25, and I kind of want to aim high, so I'm going to figure out what they think. Should it be like 700's a lot, but could I do it? 1,000 would be insane, but could I do it? Anyways, yes. It is almost time. I have my spicy water and my giant water jug. I am ready. Oh, and I have my bubble tea earrings I got from Comic-Con in. Yay! All right, so I absolutely crushed it during the Patreon stream. I got 960 words, then 631, then 838 for the 25-20-25. Now I'm on 20 minutes, and Becca and Shay, they have 21 minutes left of this 25-minute sprint, so I'm gonna jump in at 20. So the goal is to beat 838 words in 20 minutes, and we'll see if I can get down to 15, but this has been, I don't know why I don't do this always, like yesterday, like why didn't I just do this method? So far it's been great. I do have a cannoli and I have a cappuccino. Where have you been, yay, all my life? And I'm very excited to get to writing, to keep writing. Okay. Let's do this thing. 20 minutes. Woo. And the verdict is, I think I'm gonna do it. I did it! 900, focus. 924 words. Now I'm at 3,761 words. I have half a cappuccino and a little bit of the cannoli left. And my friend does need to chat real quick, so I'm gonna be taking a little bit of a break, but I feel so good about that. This is incredible. I also do have like a little gap to fill in, so I think I might do that outside of one of the sprints, so yay! All right, after filling in the chapter, I'm at 4,006 words. I have my mojito. Just looking over all her land. I just joined in the 24 to 10K relay group. What a wonderful welcome. I'm at 4.5K now. I took a longer break. We caught up on FYI and had dinner. So I'm feeling like re-enthused. It's always one of those interesting things where I don't know that I feel like at 100% like I did earlier today, but I feel like the tank's back up at like a solid 80% when it had definitely nearly completely depleted. Oh, much like my battery that is blinking at me now. How dare. But let's go ahead while they're still on a sprint. I only got 534 words for that 15-minute sprint, so we gotta up it to 20 minutes, see if I can't beat the 534. Let's do this thing. And charge my battery. Woo! Only 4:56. We're gonna be up in the sprint again to 25 minutes. I got distracted though because of the live stream. It was just fun to hang out in the chat with everyone. So mentally, I feel like I definitely could have beaten my past self, but you know, you gotta take the chat when it's live. You gotta take it. However, in good news, look at this, look at this. Almost 5,000 for off and past the 30K mark in the story. Woo! Hooray. I'll stop spinning eventually. Who knows when? Oh, no. Okay. The final stream in the 24 to 10K is going to be starting soon. I'm gonna see if I can't fit in the 25 minutes prep before then, or at least partially before then. All right, I am tired. It has been slow moving the last couple of hours, few hours, yes. I'm sitting at 5,735 words. I thought when I crossed that line that I was like, oh, well, I'm over the hurdle now. I'm over the hard part. But it's just been like, my eyes really have been tired of staring at the screen. Frankly, like, you know how you can feel it? Anyways, so I did the dishes, put up all the food, renewed some prescriptions, all the adulting things that I had put off, frankly. And now I can delay no longer. However, it is 8:02 p.m. and I think it's time to bring out the big guns, which is skipping to the scenes that I'm most excited to write. And then I'm at the part where I can work forwards and backwards from there. But what I really want to do is have the confrontation with the killer. I'm excited. That's what I want to do. I want to write it so bad. And so you know what? I'm going to take what little energy I have almost entirely for that scene and do it and see how many words I get with that method. Maybe it'll propel me forward, maybe it won't, but either way, we'll end up with more than 5,735. You can see here I actually have only 3 more big scenes. So I'm skipping to this one, the second to last one. I still need to finish a scene within this one. If the initial goal was 45,000, we're gonna play around with it. It might be 40,000 by the time I'm done, but 40,000 is not crazy since a lot of cozy mysteries are shorter. 50 to 60,000 words, actually according to Skillshare, which is funny. Which feels not only true from research I've done elsewhere, but also just like the cozy mystery books that I read. Some can certainly be longer, and some authors like longer, and some readers like longer, but I think as a whole, the genre tends to be a little bit shorter. And the fun part of the genre is not only do you have the mystery, but like the town itself and the community tends to play as much of a role as the mystery, which I just think is fun. It's cute, it's cozy. I'm excited to get to the murderer part though. Oh, the point of that, see, I'm scattered now. The point of that is that if I get 40,000 words for the first draft, that's a really good range for me in terms of my underwriting and what I eventually add back in order to hit the 50 to 60,000 range. So we'll see how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, but right now we're gonna write the scene. Let's do it. My partner just left for the store. He only has a couple items to pick up, so I'm now using him as my sprint metric. Actually, you can just see above here. And I'm going to be writing until he gets home. Let's do this. What perfect timing. I just finished that scene and I'm now at 7,379 words. 32,432 total. Feeling good. Feeling like I might be able to finish it tomorrow. Until then. All right, it is the final day of July. And while I am using the Chris Fox 5K in an hour method, I'm really doing what I took from his lessons from like 2 years ago almost from reading the book. I'm probably not going to be dictating it, however, which is a pretty big element. So we're just going to kind of take the bullet point outlining every individual scene and then doing kind of short sprints and leading into the like full hour. Does that make sense? That's how I'm doing it. This is an amended version of his 5K in an hour process, which had a whole bunch of exercises, so I still recommend it if you want to learn how to write faster. Okay, last night I finished the confronting the murderer scene, I should say, and I'm at 32,432 words, right? So I have this, not recap scene, but our main character now needs to, she's recovering in the hospital a little bit and needs to chat with 4 or 5 different groups of people for like the whole conclusion feel. I have this one I need to finish and then all of this bigger folder. So what I'm gonna take the time to do real quick is go ahead and bullet point outline every single one of them so that the rest of the day should just be really easy. I know exactly what I'm going to write. All right, so this is all bullet points. I had written a little bit in this scene, but then bullet points. So actually for today, I now have 715 words just in bullet points. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set this timer to be 7:15. I had Sarah's sprints on. I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes and see how many of the bullet points I actually managed to write out and then erase because now they're on the page. You can't see that. Can you see it there? No. What am I doing? And start. I got 2 out of the 6 bullet points completed and deleted, and now I'm at 1,112. So that's probably about 400 to 500 words, given that I had to delete a couple lines because the bullet points were done. So in 10 minutes, I'm gonna take it and I'm feeling good and I know exactly what I need to write. I'm in the middle of it, don't wanna waste any more time. Let's do another 10. Oh, perfect timing. 2 bullet points left. I'm at 1,509 words. Let's finish off this chapter. Oh, I suppose I should say it as a scene within the chapter. But it's the last scene in the chapter, so the chapter will be done. Okay. Timer. Whoa. Those Ghirardelli cupcakes don't need any frosting. Have them when they're hot and it's like amazing. They are slightly more expensive and only make 12 instead of 24 cupcakes that a lot of box cake mix does, but worth it. And that way you only eat 12 instead of 24. I had stopped with a couple minutes left in that last sprint because I actually finished the scene. So here's what I've now done is I've broken out 5 scenes left. Individual bullet points for each scene still. Some have 3, some have 5, 2. So my goal is to maybe get as much done as I can in the next 20 minutes while eating my cupcake. Because I do have a Patreon stream at 3 and I found that to keep up my speed and make sure that the words I'm putting on the page are still good words, like words that I'll keep. I still need that mental break time. So I think after that, I'll do a little bit of yoga and it'll be good, but we're gonna go ahead and see if I can't do 2 10-minute sessions. Let's do this thing. I keep saying that, I need to stop. Yay, 4 scenes to go. And I've hit 2,500 for the day.
Round through the spine, close your eyes. Stay open here, present with the sensation, and then in time you can work to straighten the legs.
All right, I got my last bit of dinner, some wine and some water, and I'm back at it. I do have 37,109 words, and I have just this chapter, which has 5 bullet points, one of which is the epilogue. So I actually, when I reorganize it, might be a whole separate folder. I'm really tired. I actually did not want to pick up the vlog, and it's kind of like taken a down turn and how much I'm vlogging. And I always debate these times because I'm like, well, I want to show that it is quite tiring, but also it's so tiring that I need to just focus on the work and not the vlog. So I'm just managing right now. Using the Chris Fox method, the bullet points help so much, and it's nice to just be able to move from one right to the other right and feel kind of like accomplished and crossing stuff off, which I think helps a lot. But also, and again, this is an abbreviated version of his method, but also because I'm only doing 10-minute chunks, I find it easier to motivate myself when I'm at this point, having written almost 5,000 words for the day and needing to keep going. I find it easier to motivate myself for 10 minutes. 10 minutes at a time is almost nothing, even though I'm getting hundreds of words in those 10 minutes, right? But like I can get there for the 10 minutes. The idea of doing it for 30 or an hour feels exhausting, but 10 minutes is 10 minutes. And then another 10 minutes is like, I could do that. So anyways, let's do 10 minutes. The plus side of being so close to the end is that I'm actually like, it is fun where I'm at in the story. So, whew, 10 minutes, let's go.
Kate's got 1,000 words to get in. We've got some reading to get done, some laundry to finish, hair to cut, planners to do. Right?
Right.
Things. Good luck. Good luck, everyone.
Woo. I did it, done. Clearly, I was very excited to have accomplished this goal. So excited that I immediately needed to run away from my computer. I wanted to share some final wrap-up thoughts. I actually did make a whole post on Patreon about what I thought did and didn't work. So I'm going to share the main parts with y'all as well, which is kind of what I said earlier. Have a strategy, not just a goal. For some reason, when I've thought of 10K days before, the strategy has just been, well, you just write all day until you hit 10K and then you're done. But apparently that's not enough of a strategy for me anymore. I need an actual like method with which I'm going to hit the 10K, and obviously I didn't hit 10K any of the days. Oh, it is worth noting though that I've had this 45K number in my head since the very beginning, not just the last 4 or 5 days I was gonna try and sprint through the story. So when I went back and looked at the earlier chapters that I had written, there were a couple sections that I skipped with like brackets that I think would have added up to about 5,000 more words. So that's it was not a mystery to anyone else. It was a mystery to me. I was like, but where did those five? I've gotten like relatively good at guessing ahead of time, and 40K is not outside of that realm. But I was like, there's my 5K. That said, I still feel like that is a very solid draft one. Oh, the sun changed. From the outline to the actual draft, like what actually ended up on the page, it still works. And when I talked about Murder Mystery Tennessee before, there were things that I didn't realize when I'd done the outline that like couldn't transfer. Then I made the quintessential error of you basically could not guess who done it. This one I laid the clues but also had enough red herrings that I think people could totally guess it. You might just also be wrong, but you're gonna get there. So anyways, I feel like I've leveled up my skills in that regard, and I do want to quickly point out, like I did in the Patreon post, that the way you outline might be more in line with the Chris Fox method, the amended method, than the way I outline, in which case this might just be like already naturally how you write scenes. When I do the outline, I'm looking at it from like a really like scaled out, like I am above the forest kind of method, and I am figuring out how all of the pieces fit together. And when I'm writing scenes, I'm now in the forest, in the thick of it, and what I need is almost, in some instances, more like stage directions. So what worked for the big far away to get the whole story perspective doesn't always work when I get down to the scene, which is why taking those moments to bullet point out everything helped so much, and is something that I'm going to take moving forward, I think, in all of my stories. I have done it before or since, which is why I included it in my amended version of the Chris Fox method, but it's amazing. It's amazing. So if you find yourself outlining kind of like what I do when you're looking down and getting all the pieces together, and you're like, well, why do I struggle so much if I have the outline, and now that I'm writing, why can't I try and do the bullet point method just before you start and see if that doesn't help you. But I did it. I did it. How many words was that in the last however many days? 19,379 words. Holy shit. Which basically means that in the 14 total days of writing that I did over the whole story, so 40,000 words in 14 days. Phenomenal. And then in 3 days, I wrote half the story. Just about. It feels a lot better to me to have completed this project than to leave it half finished. I said that was my goal to begin with, but if you've been following my AuthorTube channel for 2, 3, 4 years, something that I do is I start a lot of projects and I have a lot of fun with it, and that's just because I enjoy getting to play with the ideas. But of course, something that I'm learning along the way is trying to pinpoint when those ideas are like serious ideas and when those ideas are like, this is just fun. Like a lot of the ones that I do with my brother are just fun. And if they're left unfinished, while not ideal, it's really not a big deal. It's just like, you know, coming back to something that's wonderful. But this one, it's like, I want to publish this one. I think it would be great. And so leaving it half finished doesn't feel awesome. So actually getting to just like complete it in one go wasn't worth the insanity. It was worth the insanity. Yeah, it was worth the crazy hectic days to get it done. And I would do it again. So we're gonna see in the future. I'm sure this is gonna repeat itself because again, I love to just start new stories. They're fun. So, you know, the ones that I think could be something, yeah, there might be a mad dash just to make sure that they get done, and feel that out. But I do think that it helped a lot, again, that my outlining was actually pretty good this time. So anyways, all these pieces that just seem to come together this time. So very happy about that. Thank you so much to my patrons for helping me come to these epiphanies. Thanks to all of you for watching. Please do comment down below. Let me know if you've made a mad dash to the end. Let me know if you've done that during a Camp NaNo or a NaNoWriMo event specifically. Let me know if you also feel a certain way about leaving projects half finished or not, or have you like kind of ebbed and flowed? Maybe you've gone the other way where you're like, well, it's fine if it's half finished because I'm gonna come back to it. You know what I'm saying? And let me know what your goals are for August. I know we're already part of the way into it, but I am working on Project Death, so I will be talking about that a bunch in the future, I am sure. Thank you all again for watching this video, and I'll see you all very soon with a new one. Bye!